and welcome to ESO Daily. I'm your host, Mr. Craven. All right, guys, so there are a lot of changes with Summerset given the fact that now two-handed weapons count as 2 slots. And with those changes being implemented, for stamina players, this opens more opportunity for ranged builds or Bobo builds. Now, a lot of players want to dismiss Bobo builds, but in a lot of encounters in the game, melee has the disadvantage due to mechanics, where range game has superiority. So why wouldn't you want to build that would give you that capability of playing range and giving you the same capability as Magicka users? Well, in today's video, I will introduce you to a Stamplar Bow build that I call Javelin. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so this is a 6-1 config, 6 medium, 1 heavy. Once again, it's a Bow build. We have max health at 19,273, max stamina at 34,494, stamina recovers at 1,551. Prior to any buffs or applications, we have weapon damage at 2208 and weapon critical at 43.3. That will get higher. Spell resistance and physical resistance is slightly over 15.5. To the left, you're going to see 8 points allocated into health. 56 in the stamina. We are using max health and max stamina food. We are using the Lever Mundus. Now keep in mind that this build is not all divine. The Stamplar uses the light, which gives them a minor fracture application. So with this, we don't have to go all divine. Okay, and let's go ahead and get to the other side. There will be a slight altercation just in weapon damage. Everything else remains the same, except stamina recovery does drop a little bit. But I'll go ahead and get into that. Okay, so let's get into the sets. All right, so we're going to be using automatons. We're also going to be using, spawn of Mephalas. And we're going to be using the two-fanged snake set. All right, so let's go down piece by piece and let you know what I'm doing here. So automatons, right? You get this in Darkshade Cavern. Oh, I forgot to enchant that. 1 second. Let's do that really quick here. Let's go into weapon enchantments and I'll enchant that. Sorry, my bad. We'll fix it. We'll fix it really quick. Might as well. If I can. Well, the one's missing. Anyways, it's supposed to be an increase. All right. So you want 1 poison, okay, and 1 increase. So you want 1 increase here. This should be increased. Hey, Mystic, I made a yellow last night on Xbox. Oh, dude, if you ever want to play on buyback, I know you play Shore religiously. We can stay out of Shore. So I want to keep to your loyalty, but I would love to PvP with you sometime. Definitely, if you want to do Vivac or something on some time. So that would be awesome, dude. So Automaton. This should be increased with Nirnholm. Get in Darkshade Caverns. What's it do? Critical, stamina, weapon damage. Adds 386 weapon damage to physical damage abilities. Okay. So this is going to be Nirnholm. Should have an increase. Automaton's Bow. You want this one with the poison enchantment. If you want to go with another increase, you can. I like to apply the extra poison damage. Nirnholm, ideal. All right, Spawn of Mephalas, infused. I want 1 heavy, 1 light to or 1 heavy, 1 medium. I need 1 heavy to maintain the bonus of the Undaunted by 4%. Get that passive into heavy armor, right? And I'll show you guys this. We want to get that heavy armor bonus between Resolve, Constitution, max health by 2%. All right, so we're increasing our health by 3% due to the Undaunted and the heavy armor passive. So that's why we want 1 heavy. So it's infused. Okay, don't need all divines with this build, right? Because I'm using the light, and I'll get into that. So infused. Why Mephalas? Okay, first question everybody's going to ask me. Why Mephalas? I can use this from ranged. Right? It doesn't have a distance proc. It will set on target. Right? It's going to give me max stamina when I deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack. There's no percentage. None. 0. It's a guarantee. I apply a web for 10 seconds, dealing 1,485 poison damage every second to all enemies. That's including the boss. So let's go ahead, get out your trusty calculator, take 1,485 times 10, and you're literally dealing 14,850 damage over 10 seconds. That's a shit load of damage, and it's easily procced. I can literally just stay from the distance, right? If I can, and literally do a heavy attack, and it procs it right there. It doesn't have a distance like Veladreth does, and it's going to deal a nice amount of damage. I can keep it from a distance. There's no damage lost. Okay, so Mephalas. Ideal, infused. Automaton's Jacket, infused. Max stamina, ideal. Spawn of Mephalas, medium, glyph health, ideal. Remember, only one heavy, rest medium, so we maintain our critical values. Automaton's Belt, divine, max health, ideal. Bracers of Two-Fang Snake. If you're a red guard, you want Two-Fang. If you're Khajiit, you can afford to go with the Spriggans, right? You'll just have to adjust some in the CP points, right? So no big deal. It's going to depend on race what your penetration set is. Red guard, Two-Fang. Khajiit can go with Spriggans. All right. Automaton's Guard, infused, max stamina. Boots of Two-Fang Snake, divine, max stamina. Now, Necklace of Two-Fang Snake, increase, bloodthirsty. Ring of Two-Fang Snake, infused, recovery. Ring of Two-Fang Snake, infused, recovery. All right, so there you guys have it. That's why I don't need purple food, because I'm using 2 infused with the recovery. That allows me to also maintain my maximum health. All right, let's go ahead and get into the skills here. Primary bar, what I call single target bar. Hey, morning, Robert. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Power of Light. Now, remember I said I can go I don't have to go all divine with this. Why? Why? Because I'm actually deducting the difference, because I only need up to 10,000. For other applications by tank, like Major Fracture, I can also deduct whatever, so I don't need as much. If you want to go with all divine, you can. That's fine. But I can go a little bit. I need around 10,000 with everything said and done. So I'm perfect right there, given the fact that I can do that. This is going to apply me Minor Fracture and Minor Breach. That's been, calculated. I can go infused with the big pieces with the Templar. Not any other class can do that, because they don't apply Minor Fracture unless they're using Sunderflame. So this is way I'm able to do this. So first ability, Power of Light, physical damage. Remember, we're using automatons, right? We're going to be using the automaton set. Poison Injection, right? Acts like a finisher, applies poison damage. It's one of our only poison effects besides our glyph. All right. Binding Javelin is our spammable. If you're going to be a range Templar build, you want to use this as your spammable. Why, Mystic? Why? Because of Burning Light. Okay, when you deal damage with an Atteric Spear ability, you have a 25% chance to deal an additional 5,093 physical damage. This can happen every 0.5 seconds. It's a lot of damage to pass up. Keep in mind, it's physical damage as well as the Binding Javelin. So, once again, Automaton, Binding Javelin, Burning Light, passive. Okay, very, very important. Lightweight Beast Trap, doesn't need to be said, we're ranged. So we're going to apply it, and that's going to go ahead and give us our minor force. Repentance. It's got a pretty good radius to it, 12 meters. We have to get close, but it's a way to sustain. Keep in mind, while it's slotted, though, we still get the minor in Fortitude, minor Endurance, and minor in Select. Okay, Flawless Dawnbreaker. Most of the time, you're not going to pop this ability from range, but why is it slotted on the main bar? Very simple, because when I go into the Fighters Guild ability, I have 2 abilities slotted. That increases my weapon damage by 6% on top of the slot for a slotting Flawless Dawnbreaker, which is an additional 5%. So that's 11% towards my single target damaging effects. I want to utilize that. You going to do a DK build? I have done one stamina DK build. I will be doing another one, Jose. But I do have it, and I do have to get them, categorized. So, but I have gotten it in. If you look on my past streams, it's there. Back bar, silver shards. You don't want silver leash. Silver leash is a pull. This is an AoE spammable. Why? It's dealing physical damage. Once again, automatons. We're using everything static to this, right? So automatons is static, two-fang snake is static, and Mephalas is constantly applied. So we want to use the silver shards for an AoE. So this is our AoE back bar. So we have the endless hail, physical damage. We have the razor caltrops, physical damage, and of course our AoE spammable silver shards. We're not going to use it on single target spam. This is our single target spam. This is our AoE spam. All right. It deals up to 5 targets, fires up to 5 additional bolts at other enemies. That's a lot of AoE on top of these 2 abilities. Okay, this is our shielding system. Magicka users use shielding systems, right? To prevent damage. Well, you can too. Spike Bone Shield. Yes, it's not going to apply necessarily the redirection of the damage, but it will still absorb 30% of our max health. That's a shielding system. So you can go ahead and slot that. Really, really nice. And of course, we're going to use Resolving Vigor just for our hot application, and keep in mind we get that minor mending as a Templar. And this is our primary, it's Ballista. Ballista is our physical damage as well. So we're dealing all physical damage with the exception of Poison Injection and our Poison Glyph. And there you guys have in our monster set. But our monster set's from a range. So really, really nice. I really love this build. It's just really simple. And also you're going to need potions. So I'm going to let you guys know with this build, you will be using a tri-statted potion. I'm just using the one on PTS, but I really do recommend like a tri-stat that gives you the major brutality and the major savagery along with the major endurance. Okay. So when I pop this potion and I go back into my character sheet, 53 for our weapon crit, weapon damage 25.50. Keep in mind, automaton does not reflect in character sheet, but it does reflect in tooltip. So we actually have way more weapon damage than that. It just, the set does not reflect character sheet. It only reflects physical damage applied to the tooltip. All right, so pretty good. Now let's go ahead and get into the champion points real quick here. Nothing's going to be into the apprentice. Okay, now keep in mind, we are going to be weaving, but we are dealing a lot of direct damage. So physical weapon expert's going to be 917, master at arms 21.18. Along with that, we'll also have a lot of AoE. The AoEs between razor caltrops and endless hail. So thaumaturge is going to go up to 21.18. Precise strikes usually stays at 1208. Why? Because it's the equivalent value of the Shadow Mundus, making it an indifferent value. So we go ahead with that. Now keep in mind, we have our penetration set. We have the Lover Mundus. We have minor fracture. So that allows us to put piercing only into 1097 with this build. With that being said, now we can allocate mighty up to 14% without suffering a diminishing return. Really, really nice. Ironclad is at 1602, Spell Shield 12, Medium Armor Focus 45 to maintain our resistance at an even level. Hardy and Elemental Defender are both split at 43. Thick Skin 5.23. Quick Recovery 1208. Coming into the tower, Warlords 23, Sprinter 19, Tenacity 64, Mooncalf's 14% with 75 points allocated. 7 into Healthy, and 31 in the Tumbling and Shadow Ward, and that is how the champion points are allocated. Really nice, guys. So simple. I mean, basically what you do is you drink your potion, and then you just start on the back bar with your once again, I don't have, and then Power of Light should go first, and then but it's just simple. I mean, I can literally hit this. Once again, I should have. And then we can just spam up and weave in between. And then throw in a heavy attack between your rotation. It'll take a little bit of getting used to. Like, the nice thing about the AoE right here is this. I can go ahead, apply this. And then that's our AoE spammable. And then we can throw in the heavy attack. Make sure you get that heavy attack in. It's a lot of friggin' AoE damage. Lots of AoE damage. It's going to be a little bit because the Javelin's a little crazy. So what I always suggest before you start spamming up, right? Throw in your heavy attack right as you're doing this. That'll hit that. And then you can get that proc and you got a 10-second application. And you want to try to keep the Hawkeye up as consistent as possible throughout the weave. Try to cancel it out. That's going to be a little hard with the Javelin because the Javelin fires just so fast. But once you keep Hawkeye up, you'll get that stack. So, anyways, guys, yeah, I'm not really good as far as this rotation, as far as like, you know, canceling out with this build. But it's hard. It's really flipping hard. It's hard. I was like, I love it. I love it. And you guys will too. So if they say bow builds are not viable, tell them they're smoking. Once again, this is it. Stamplar Bow build. Javelin. Hope you guys like it. I thank everybody for watching. If anybody has any questions or comments, post below. I'm Mr. Craven, this CSO Daily. And as always, thank you and have a nice day.